or hitting the Aetrex logo, either one, and then click on number 1. We're going to try to go in order of the menu. Number 1 is graphics. And when graphics comes up, you're going to see a choice of 8 different graphics. And these are the options on which you can display and show the test of your patient or consumer and to be able to show the different pressure points on the feet. The first one is the default. That's the 2D low resolution 15 colors. That's what you see right here. Number 2 is high resolution. So this is still 2-dimensional, and it's high res 15 colors. Number 3 is black and white, or 2 colors. Now, you might ask, well, why would anybody want this if they can have 15 colors? In the medical industries, there's Harris Mat. Harris Mat ink plates have been around for a long time, foot imprinter kits. So a lot of doctors and podorthists were used to using black and white for their pressure tests. So we added this about a year or 2 into the software. And believe it or not, some people do use it. We certainly recommend taking advantage of 15 colors. Number 3, numeric. Numeric is very popular as well. What this does is this takes your pressure into a square centimeter and assigns a numeric value between 1 and 15, with 15 being the maximum pressure and 1, of course, being the minimum. So you can see where is number 1? More in my arch. Well, the key pressure points, which is most common, the rear foot and certain areas in the ball of the foot. We're going to spend some time in this later on in the training. Okay, next. Next we go to 3D. Those first 4 were all 2D. Next we're going to go to 3D. And let's do 3D 15 colors. This is one that we've had in our software for a while. And the nice thing about this graphic is that you can adjust the size of it, where you can click on this button here, and if you do 70%, the next time I do the test, the peaks will be much higher. If I do 20%, it'll be much closer to 2-dimensional. Okay, let's go. Let's get back to 30. The next thing we have is sand. This is really a fun new way to display a test. It shows it as if you were stepping in sand. Now, for the rest of the 3D viewing options, you can actually use the right button on your mouse to rotate the image, and then the roller ball on your mouse you can use to make it bigger or smaller. So that's sand. After sand, we get to one of my favorites, polygon. This is a real high-tech way to display a foot test. If everybody can click on that, that would be great. And you can do a lot of fun things with this one. Again, right-click your mouse, and you can really see dimensions and show people where the peaks were on their pressure points. You can even flip it upside down. And this uses shape-from-shading technology and algorithms to take a 2-dimensional pressure image and convert it to 3D. We can also, again, make this a lot bigger. And it's really a very high-tech way to show the foot image. This is only available on iStep version 6.0. We just added this. It took us a long time to develop it. And then finally, the last one is foam art. Anybody know what this is typically used for? Somebody take a guess. Who might use foam art?
Medical professionals.
Medical professionals. Foam art is a real common system for casting to get a cast to make a custom orthotic, especially in the podiatric profession, also in orthotics and prosthetics, podorthics as well. So this converts the pressure test into a 3D cast. I'll actually redo a test in foam art as a viewing. So you can see if I lean forward, it creates a much deeper impression in the forefoot. If I lean back, It's going to create a deeper impression in the rear foot, and then it computes an average. Now that wouldn't be an accurate test for me because I was leaning forward and back, but you can stand up and actually have a foam art done with the latest iStep test. And again, we can see dimensions, you can see where pressure points were. The doctor or clinician can zoom in and really learn a lot about their patient's feet by using the foam art graphic. So we're going to go back to 2D, low res 15 colors. But before we go on to the next section on the software, are there any questions about graphics? Anybody have any favorites?
They all are great. Numeric.
They're all great?
They're all great.
That's good. We like that. Numeric? You like numeric. Numeric's really popular. Anyone else? Polygon. Okay.
Larry, can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
On the notice with the high-res images, the 15 color or the 2 color, that the foot image is at an angle. So if you're if you happen to be running a test on somebody and you see that the feet are at an angle, you know that the setting is set for high res. Sometimes on tech support we get calls. All of a sudden, the feet are pointing at an angle, diagonally. And why is that happening? And that's usually because it's set to high res.
Okay, now the most popular is the default graphic, 2D. That's been the most popular. Remember, Polygon and Sand and Foam Art are relatively new, but the numeric is also very popular. Any other questions on this? Steve?
Is it best to create a line in between so you can show balance as well?
You mean have a line down the middle?
Correct.
That's a good question. That leads us to the next section, which is view. And that's one of the options in the next part of the menu, the view section. Okay, so let's